What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what shorts are doing, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So right now, it is up 0.86%. And in my opinion, I feel like this is one of the best days and circumstances that could lead into SoFi's earnings. So today you had the optimism associated to many tech stocks. Plus, you did have early this morning right here, you had PCE. And it did come in a little bit hotter than anticipated. But of course, given what the Feds recently said, how they're going to be monitoring a lot of data. So with GDP coming in a little bit lower than anticipated yesterday, now PCE, it is fair to assume that the Feds might actually be cutting rates sooner rather than later. So something to possibly even consider. Looking right here, you do see no news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. So it has just been piggybacking off of the broader market. But right now, at the time of doing this video, it's around 10:30 Central. But by obviously power hour, I anticipate SoFi just to be like crazy, but ultimately close very green. Because of course, now you're having this optimism associated to rate cuts surge through the broader market. Even this did come out. So Citigroup changes Fed's call to 100 basis point cut. And that's as of July. So a lot of optimism. Shorts are sensing that, and this is why they are returning 622,000 shares. 18.69% of the free float is being shorted. That works out to be 185.55 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization 73.21, and then cost to borrow average 1.03. And it is kind of to note, cost to borrow minimum has gone up dramatically. So whatever broker out there was trying to manipulate and I guess puppet SoFi essentially, they've long gone. So very interesting circumstance. So I don't know, it might be premature to talk on, but if their earnings are phenomenal, because I do see even on Twitter right now, Anthony Noto is kind of still giving Easter eggs saying, kind of let your enemies know about SoFi. So why would he be saying that if their earnings were going to be bad? Like that would just be the stupidest thing. So another hint that their earnings is going to be just next level stuff. So I'm pretty excited in all honesty when it comes down to SoFi. Just to go over some data points. So today it did bounce off of this 775 pivot and it did have a high though of 782. So I'm going to quickly go back over to here just to give you an overview. So let's see, can you see it with my face? I will move my face. So as you can kind of see, so it did attempt to really break out. It did get bounced off the higher percentile. So I think in reality, the technicals are good. Right now, it is just going through a consolidation. And like I said, during power hour, this is where I do anticipate more of this kind of scenario, just a very fast breakout. And then, yeah, whether that be attributed from institutions buying or shorts, we'll just have to wait and see. No actual changes from analysts. Like I said, what I went over yesterday was kind of the final thing on what analysts are assuming is coming for earnings per share, revenue, things along those lines. No recent analyst ratings, but obviously anticipate a massive amount of them on Monday, and hopefully a lot of them are going to be in excess of maybe $12 plus. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, I'm very, very excited when it comes down to institutions, and probably, this is just throwing that out there, Cathie Wood, probably she's going to be buying SoFi today once we do find out at the end of the business day. So institutions absolutely do love SoFi, and it's very apparent based on what I recently did bring up about just BlackRock, Vanguard increasing their position. Some people don't like it, and somewhat rightfully so, because a lot of those large institutions are known to be lending shares out, which of course is linked to shorting. So it's hard to tell, but as I've indicated in previous videos, based on that new transparency rule, this is where we'll be able to find out exactly who is shorting and whatever else. So like I said, for the rest of the day, just watch for this 775, this to be the next target for SoFi. But in my opinion, I do feel it should be closing far above this, but who knows? Even if not, then whatever. Even if it settles around this range or even does trend down, then essentially Monday is going to be a crazy day, because you also do have roughly about 23,000 in open interest at that 750 strike price. So as long as SoFi actually closes above 750, I'm okay with that because that will give a nice bump up on Monday. On the actual chart, so it is a higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, not really enough to get above that 50-day moving average. You do see it at 66, so the stochastic is somewhat getting overbought if it does continue onto the same trajectory. But despite that though, you do see a nice bullish deviation. So the sentiment behind the scenes is very optimistic, and this is now the second consecutive trading day that this has happened. So I don't know why retail is selling out. So unless there's something that I'm not aware of, they might be taking profits, because I'm sure a lot of people did buy around the $7 range, and maybe they're anticipating historically a pullback with SoFi, but this might be the one earnings that it does go up. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Logically, I think a lot of people are really wanting $10. The options was signaling between like $9 to $10, like the week of the earnings. So it's going to be a crazy day, but it is one very exciting stock to be in. Everyone has to admit that. So with all that, I appreciate all of you watching. Hopefully everyone has an amazing weekend coming up. And give yourself a shout out if you are buying today or if you're selling. And if you are hedging with options, let me know in the comments what strike price and just what expiry date, just to have a viewpoint on that, because options has been very, very hot today. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.